Welcome everybody to WWE Raw The Talking Points by The Real Life Enigma, yours truly. Now I'm just going to talk about all the main talking points from tonight's Raw in regards to WrestleMania, which isn't too far away, 28 days, I believe. 28 days, in fact 27 days I believe now. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to start off with the WWE Championship feud, which is between CM Punk and Chris Jericho. And in all honesty, I mean, I've been liking this feud from the get-go. I think it's probably had the best build of all the feuds leading to WrestleMania. And tonight on Raw, or last night on Raw, it got a little bit more personal with Chris Jericho bringing up CM Punk's straight edge lifestyle. And he basically accused Punk of being straight edge because his dad was a raging alcoholic, and basically said that he's going to ruin CM Punk's life. He's going to take the WWE title from him. He's going to take the title and claim of best in the world from him, and he's going to send him back to the pubs where he's going to become an alcoholic again, and he's going to become a failure like his dad. And that got real personal. This was the first time that we've ever seen CM Punk unable to, well, speechless basically. It's the first time we've seen this out of Punk, and it's made the rivalry really, really personal. And in my opinion, I think it's a good thing. I mean, some people are saying it's a little bit too far, but at the end of the day, it is scripted. CM Punk obviously agreed to this, and I think Chris Jericho did his promo really well. He brought it all to the table this week. This is Chris Jericho at his absolute best. His greatest heel work is when he really gets into the skin of his rivals, and that's what he's done here. And I'm really looking forward to this match. I mean, they're going to tell a story in the ring. We all know that Chris Jericho is a great wrestler. We all know CM Punk's a great wrestler as well. But at WrestleMania, not only are they going to put on a great performance in ring wise, but they're going to tell a story in the ring. There's going to be aggression. These two are going to go hell for leather. They're not going to leave anything behind. They're going to bring it all to the dance, and it's going to be a fantastic 20-30 minute match for the WWE Championship, the most coveted prize in wrestling. And I think this is going to be a hard match to top at WrestleMania. I think this is going to probably be the match of the night, for both in-ring skill-wise and the story in it as well. And after this week's Raw, I'm really interested to see how CM Punk responds next week. There was already a exclusive on WWE.com with CM Punk being asked afterwards what his thoughts were on that, and CM Punk still didn't say a word. He just looked at the interviewer for about 10 seconds, then looked down and walked off as he did on Raw. So yeah, it got real personal this week on Raw, and I can't wait to see what happens next week, how CM Punk responds to Chris Jericho's accusations. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is obviously the big streak match inside Hell in a Cell between The Undertaker and Triple H. Now, after last week's Raw, most people thought Shawn Michaels was going to screw Triple H over at WrestleMania. I mean, obviously they had a bit of a heated chat. Shawn Michaels wasn't happy because he didn't think Triple H was going in the match because he wanted to. He thinks he was going in it because everybody thinks Shawn Michaels is better, and he wants to prove that he's better than Shawn Michaels, even though they're best buds. But after this week, nobody knows, and that's the way it should be, because there was a bit of an exchange in the ring between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. You know, Shawn said to The Undertaker, you know, how ironic it is that he can still be the man that ends The Undertaker's iconic WrestleMania streak. And The Undertaker responded by saying, if he doesn't do the right thing, if Shawn doesn't do the right thing at WrestleMania, then he will end Shawn Michaels. He's already ended his career, but now he's saying he will end Shawn Michaels. So they got a little bit heated there, and obviously Triple H came out with a bit of a smirk on his face, as if to say the DX members are up to something, a little bit sneaky going on. I think they've done it really well, because it looks like they're trying to make it seem as if there's a massive possibility that the streak will die this year. And the streak is in the biggest jeopardy it's ever been in. And this is something WWE try to do every year, is try to make it look like the streak is in its biggest jeopardy of all time. And, I'm still expecting Swerve. I'm expecting The Undertaker to still go 20-0. I don't think the streak will ever be broken. I think The Undertaker will be successful this year and then probably call it. He'll go 20-0, retire. But, one thing that over the years that we should have learned by now with The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels is to always expect the unexpected. So basically, whenever The Undertaker and The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels are in the ring together, don't have any expectations because you have no idea what's going to happen. There is swerves, there is turns, there is everything that goes on when these two are in the ring together. So just expect the unexpected because that's what you'll get. So next week on Raw, The Undertaker, Triple H and Shawn Michaels will all be there live. They'll all be in the ring at the same time next week, so make sure to tune in. Do not miss that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, the big match. Once in a lifetime, The Rock and John Cena. This feud is starting to gain a bit of momentum now. On Raw, The Rock definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, one-upped Cena. Bigger than ever before with his Rock concert. I think The Rock raised the bar. He raised it to a completely new level. I mean, Cena has to reach deep now. He has to dig deep and find a way to join the Great One at that new level that he's just escalated this feud to. Perhaps raise it even higher if he can, if he's got it in him. Because that's what's going to put him alongside the greats such as The Rock and Stone Cold and Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels and Triple H and The Undertaker. And it's going to be a challenge for John Cena, but if he can pull it off, then there's no question, no shadow of a doubt that he deserves to be there at WrestleMania in the same ring as The Rock. Now, in terms of this week on Raw, John Cena's rap, not good. I mean, when he came out, he had the basic Thugonomics theme from back in the day going on. He had the Cleveland baseball jersey or basketball jersey hitting on. He had the hat backwards. He had the chain. He had it all going for him. Old school Cena. I was marking out. Then he rapped. It was pretty lame. That was not a good rap. All he basically did was, blah 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 Tooth Fairy. Blah 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 you left. Blah 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 Dwayne. Blah 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 Rock. It was nothing new. Except he was rhyming words. And he was wearing a different outfit and had different music. It was nothing new. So I was a little bit disappointed by Cena's rap. I thought it would have been a bit better. I thought he might have had some beats in the background. Something to up it a little bit. But, he didn't have anything going there. But in terms of the Rock concert, brilliant. And it was a great way to end Raw as well. On a record set on Raw as well. So that was a fantastic way to end it. And I thought that The Rock was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. He was entertaining. He was funny. He got the crowd involved for the entire segment. It was just magic in the ring. When The Rock's got a microphone in his hand, it is magic. Chris Jericho said on the Greatest Superstars of All Time's DVD, you could go into a phone book, search down, find a Chinese restaurant, give it to The Rock, and he could cut a great 15-minute promo on that Chinese restaurant. Now, something that I think's gotten lost in a bit of translation here, with the entertainment factor of this Rock concert, is how personal he actually did get, because he did get pretty personal with John Cena. He sang a song about how Cena hooked up with Eve, even though he's got a wife, and he sang a song about Cena's mum as well, which surely will cause some sort of a retaliation next week on Raw. I'm very interested, to see what happens. on next week's Raw, because The Rock will be back in the building live again. Look forward to that. And we already know John Cena is going one-on-one with Mark Henry, so I'm really interested to see what happens next week on Raw with The Rock and John Cena. And finally, the final big thing I wanted to talk about is Team Teddy Long versus Team Laurinaitis. We learned it will be a 12-man tag team match at WrestleMania. Teddy Long picks 6 superstars, Laurinaitis picks 6 superstars, and the winning general manager becomes general manager of both Raw and SmackDown. So this is something that's pretty high stakes. Now, we already know that Santino and Kofi will be 2 members of Tilo's 6-man team, and we know Mark Henry and David Otunga will be 2 members of Laurinaitis' team. Which leads me to the question for you guys: who would you pick as the other 4 members of each team, or who do you think will be the other 4 members of each team? Now, personally, I see possibly Dolph Ziggler, Christian, Drew McIntyre, and Kane joining Team Laurinaitis. And for Team Tilo, I'm probably looking at R-Truth, Zack Ryder, Randy Orton, and, wait for it, The Miz. Hear me out. Hear me out. I see a bit of a swerve going on here. I see a face turn. And the reason for it, I think The Miz will join Team Tilo basically due to the way he's fallen from grace since Johnny has taken over on Raw, and the way Johnny's been treating The Miz as well. Now, this could go 2 ways if this turn does happen. The Miz could have a successful face turn, and that'd be that. I mean, he could win the match for Team Tilo, successful face turn, or he could have a really short-lived face turn. You know, he could be a setup. He could be a setup just to screw Teddy Long, get him out of a job, and help Johnny's team pick up the win and give Johnny the rights to be general manager of both shows. So, why I'm not in creative, I've got no idea. But maybe because I can't come to a decision on whether he stays face or not. But that's my opinions on some of the big feuds and what happened on this week's Raw, and what I lead to believe what will happen. I'm looking forward to SmackDown. No, I'm not. I'm looking forward to NXT over SmackDown. No, I'm not. I'm looking forward to next week's Raw, and then the following week's Raw, and the following week's Raw, and then April 1st, WrestleMania. Get ready.